wants to have a great 2025 business year? Okay, fantastic. Yeah, everybody wants to have one, which is great. So let's see how you can do that. Okay, so who knows who Benjamin Franklin is? Yeah, a couple people. So we pretty much know he had some big inventions, right, that helped everyone life here. So one of his famous quotes is, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So that means that we need to make a plan. How many people here made a plan for 2024? Right, some people and some people not, but that's normal. I hear that a lot, actually. So make this year different, because there's a huge difference when you plan or you don't plan. And planning for the whole year is just one step, right? We'll go into a little bit more in a second here. So I want you to remember this acronym, REX. Record, evaluate, set, and change. Oh, those were in the wrong order, actually. It should be change and then set. That's okay. Okay, so record. So what types of things can you record? So first of all, I want you to record your 2024 results. Before you start planning for the next year, even if you didn't start doing this like all the way through, take time and take inventory of what you did. Because how can you accurately set goals for next year if you don't even know what you accomplished this year and how did you get those results? That's really important. So some people do track how much money did I make this month, how many new clients did I get, and so on, but they don't actually look at how did they get those results. And in order to get better results, you need to, change some of these things in there. Maybe some things keep the same, some things increase, some things decrease, trying something new, taking away. Okay, so then I want you to go back and do it just for December, and just for November, and then so on. And you want to keep track year over year. Now I'm going to be showing you a really long spreadsheet. That's not something I necessarily recommend. If you can do it year over year, that's actually really, really good. If you can't, that's not a problem, but at least you want to be tracking your revenue, your client acquisition, and your expenses year after year, which is going to be showing months at a time. So you can compare this year to that year, and so on and so forth. Okay, so two things you want to record is what you did, and then your outcome. Okay, not just your outcome. Okay, then you want to evaluate. Okay, what did you do well? Right? Or what can you improve on? We have to honestly do this. And I mean, it's not like we just want to wait until the end of the year to do this. Really, after all of your experiences, even after coming to the event tonight, you want to evaluate yourself. Well, how did I do? Did I talk to a lot of people? Did I ask other people about themselves? Did I suggest meetings and things like that with certain people? And then you're going to think about some changes, and you're going to actually record some changes. So what things do you want to maintain, first of all? Things you want to increase, decrease, and something new, like I mentioned, or something that subtract. Okay, and then setting goals. So a lot of us have heard the whole acronym SMART, and I learned it a little bit differently, and it's good for you guys to learn how I have learned it or relearn it. So specific, that's the same, it needs to be accurate. You can't say, I want to make more money this year. That's nice. I want to lose weight. We all want to lose. That's most people's goals, okay? But does it actually happen? No. You have to be specific, right? I want to make this much per year, which means I need to make this much per month and this much per weeks. That would be like more of a specific goal, right? And then measurable. Again, something that you can measure. Not like, oh, I felt I did really good. Feelings are good, absolutely, right? But it's good to write some numbers down because that's how you're going to be able to more accurately compare what you've done. This is where my training varies from what you might find on the internet. For A, stands for action orientated. They have achievable, but the next one's realistic, and achievable and realistic are pretty much the same thing. So action orientated. This is where we're going into the part about what you're going to do to get those results. So what did you do? Next year, what are you going to do to get those results? Because if you don't actually put those little process goals, what you're going to do, the actions you're going to take, it's just a number, right? It's just a dream, really. Okay, again, realistic. I'm going to make $1 million next year. Yes, I hope you do. Fantastic, right? But you have to say, okay, when you break down, What am I gonna have to do to make that money? And you don't have to keep doing the same thing you did last year. You can do something completely new, like invent an app or something like that that goes viral, right? And get like 1 million subscribers or something like that. Then yeah, maybe you hit if you can hit the 1 million, no problem. That's fantastic. But no matter what, is you want to be seeing in terms of your full outcome goals, what's realistic, and then also your action-oriented goals. It's just like you say, okay, I'm going to lose weight, so I'm going to start going to the gym every single day. So how long do you think that usually lasts, people? Okay, I worked at a gym for like 13 years, and January packed. Okay, February, well, so. March is like, okay, yeah, we're back down to just the regulars. And the same thing can happen with business as well. Is that okay? I'm going to make like 50 phone calls every day and stuff like that, and then overall, like over time, it ends up going down. And the danger with that is that you can really feel down on yourself. Oh my God, look at I missed today, I missed a day. And then that can lead to you not trying anymore. And that's exactly what happens with weight loss. And I bring those examples up because I was a personal trainer for 13 years and everything else. So a lot of things that are similar concept in terms of goals. So make sure it's something that you think you can achieve, because then you feel proud of yourself. Yes, I did it, right? And that positivity makes you want to do more. Okay, maybe next month I'm going to increase these goals a little bit and see how I do, right? Okay, and then timed. Again, timing. So nature and people have developed that there's a clock. We can't stop the clock. There's a year, there's a month, there's a week, there's a day. So when you're having your goals, make sure that you are breaking them down into specific time frames. I'm going to be switching over to a Excel sheet now, if I can get my mouse to work. So this is part of this is what I do with my groups once a month, but I've added on to it actually, because we never have time during our group meetings to do all this stuff. So taking into account that the 4 stages there, so recording, so record, right? Evaluate, changes, and then setting goals. So I'm just breaking this down by the month because it's really good to be able to do this on a monthly basis, and then you can do that for the whole year as an extrapolation. So let me zoom out. Now I have quite a few, if you look at column A and B, I have quite a few different KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicators, or different things that you're going to be measuring about your own business to, again, see what's working, what's not working, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to keep track of all these ones, but just at least one time on your holidays, make this commitment yourself. Sit down. Honestly, it's going to take you a couple of hours. At least just one time, do the full thing. And then you can just choose which ones of these things you want to be, tracking on a monthly basis. Okay, so let's start at the very top with intangible assets. So different things in our business, a lot of times we look at the revenue and the expenses, but also think about your assets that either you're accumulating through purchases or you're completing as projects, right? Because when you're looking at your revenue, you might say, okay, well, my revenue was the same, but you know what? I learned how to make a website myself, and I spent 100 hours doing that as opposed to paying someone $5,000, right? So now you have that asset going forward. So that's something where it's good to kind of take stock of that, or knowledge you've gained, skills you've learned, these different things to whatever it is to help your business grow. So hopefully, and we still have a little more time in 2024, that you're going to be in a better position for January 1st, 2025 than you were on January 1st, 2024 in all of these categories. So the first one here is skills learned. So for example, let's say November goals, maybe your goal was that you're going to create videos for YouTube. Great thing for your business, right? Couple of reasons why. That way people can get to know you better because they can actually see you talking versus just pictures on your website. Then you can put that on your website, which is good for your Google rankings, right? And you can use that on social media, things like that as well, and get some followers there. And this one here, so what were the results? No, it didn't happen. Why? It didn't have time. Changes, okay, so take time over the holidays when there's less meetings or no meetings to do this. So I'm gonna reset that goal for December to get those videos done. Because you're never gonna achieve 100%, and that's okay. But just, understanding what's going on. Okay, so my goal, or say your goal was to create a presentation in November, and you did it. Yes. Okay, and then what kind of knowledge you're going to gain in December? Well, you can just play it by ear. If something happens that you're interested in, that's fine, but maybe that one you're going to be not necessarily planning. So November, your goal was to buy a new computer, and you bought a new computer. Great. And you chose to buy it. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing you're going to really change, but maybe you're going to get yourself a table banner in the month of December. Okay, and then projects you completed. So again, you set the goal to create the videos, so you wanted to learn the skill, then you wanted to actually create them, and then have your website redesigned with SEO. You didn't make the videos, the website's still under construction, but you created the first presentation. So since you learned how to make a presentation, you decided to create one, let me go in here, and postpone the YouTube videos until next month. That happens, right? We have to be flexible, that we don't have to be 100% on what our plans were. They're gonna change. So you're like, no, I learned the presentation, let me do this, make it now, and then next month do that one. Okay, so then for human resources, so maybe your goal was to make an appointment center, is to hire an appointment center. Now we all know it's really hard to find a good employee, okay? So maybe you didn't find anybody that was any good, okay? Why? Because you interviewed several and you couldn't find anybody that was good enough. So maybe what you're doing differently this time is you're going to hire a company to find that appointment center for you. And then, so your goal for December is going to get that appointment center. Okay, so other different things you can track as well. So email marketing, how many people here do email marketing? Okay, why is it a good idea to use email marketing? Okay, yeah, Monica.
You're just in touch with people that you might have or fallen through the cracks.
Okay.
We just did a mail campaign, and the amount of people that connected with us again after X amount of time is great.
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. So it lets you reach a large audience in a short period of time. You do have to create the template for the campaign, and you just can kind of repeat that to save yourself time. But it does, I mean, there's only so many hours in the day to reach out to each individual person, so it is a quick way to get your message out there, right? And for them to keep you top of mind as well. Okay, thank you. So you could track on, if maybe that could be one of your goals if you haven't used email marketing yet. You could get started with email marketing. And then you want to see how many subscribers you have. So maybe in November, your goal was 550 and you achieved 550. Okay, so it was the same because the website was under construction and the new newsletter form wasn't set up how you want it to be and didn't use any other method to try to get more subscribers. But at least you maintain, right? And then, so the changes you're going to have are going to be, you're going to get the website done and then drive traffic to it using social media. So then your December goals is going to be, say, 600 instead of 550. And then you can also look at your number of opens per campaign. You can send as many emails as you want, but if no one's opening it, then what's the point, right? So looking at that number, and it varies. I mean, I've never get 100% opening it, which is fine. Sometimes people, it just might go to their junk folder, or they're like, okay, I don't have time to attend networking events this month, or whatever the case may be. My open rate's usually around 41%, so I'm pretty happy with that. Considering I send out about 2,200 get delivered, so over 900 people open up my emails. I'm pretty happy with that, right? And whenever you're having your campaign, you're always going to get some people unsubscribing, and some will bounce because they changed their email and things like that, which is why you have to keep getting more people. Right? And then same idea. The other thing too is the open rate, and then there's the click-through rate. Right? So again, people are opening it, and they're actually clicking the links. Do you even have links in your emails? Or it's just like, hey, I'm so awesome, and call me anytime, and I'm going to help you, and blah, blah. Use the opportunity in your email to get people to go to your website, or people to join your Facebook group, or your meetup group, or whatever you have going on. Use those as opportunities, and then you want to click, and then it will measure you for you. Your email software will measure how many people actually click through something. So the whole concept is you want people to take action. It's not just like, let me put a bunch of stuff out there and, hey, I'm providing free education for you. Well, that's nice. Free education for other people is not going to pay your bills. Okay? So we need to focus on getting people to take action. Okay, then we're going to come to activity. Other types of activity you can do. So phone calls. Who here has a goal for phone calls they do regularly? Yeah, some people do that, and they find it's very effective for them. They have a goal for every day and things like that. Some people knock on doors. You can measure that. Could be residential doors, could be commercial doors. I know a financial advisor who will go to like a strip mall, and he'd go and talk to all the different people who work there. In the middle of the day, when we know that they're dead, right? These stores, there are no customers, he'll go in and talk to the staff. Oh, would you have group benefits? No, they don't really give it to us here. Oh, well, I can offer that to you. And why don't we sit down for, book a call? And then while they're there, they're going to talk to them about life insurance, investments, and everything else. And also about networking events attended. So how many people attended at least one business networking event last month? Yay. How many attended 2? 3? 4? 5? Okay. That's good. So a minimum once per month, but I recommend doing more if you can. Now the thing is, everyone's going to have a different strategy. Someone might be phone calls is more important, and then maybe a couple networking events. Some might be door knocking is important, and lots of networking events, or maybe no networking events, or whatever the case may be. So you have to identify what's the best strategy for your business, and then see how did all of this activity. And then, there's LinkedIn posts, Facebook posts, followers, all these different things you can do, paid ads and things like that. And then how did that all add up to how many clients you got? And how much money you made? Revenue. And then how much money you spent and your profit at the end of the day. So it's really important to look at those things, because if you're putting a whole bunch of time and money into something and it's not working, maybe you need to try something different. Or maybe you just need to change a little bit of how you're doing that particular thing, right? For example, networking events. There's some people come to our networking events and they always get clients. Doesn't mean someone's signing on the dotted line when they come here, because that doesn't usually happen. It's kind of a touch point in that process. But some people come to networking events and they never get clients, right? Why is that? There's an art and a skill. Same idea. Some people do lots of reach out in social media and they get lots of clients. Some people try it, they don't, right? So that's the next part of the process. Thing to track. I want you guys to keep an eye on. You can make a separate sheet for this if you want, but looking at your, oops, okay, slide. There's my little thing. Approaches. Okay, so how many approaches? So what that means, you came to the networking event tonight. How many people did you go up to and talk to? Right? Or let's say LinkedIn, you're a B2B company especially, and so you're going to go to LinkedIn, you're going to send a certain number of connection requests with a note to certain types of people. Now, if they accept your connection request, then you can consider that a contact. When you're talking to people here tonight, the approach and contact is going to be the same thing, pretty much, right? And then how many meetings did you book? At the end of the day, we want people to build awareness and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, coming to these networking events, your goal needs to be to book meetings. Whether it be at the event, hey, let's book a call now, or the day after, send them the email, give them a call, do a LinkedIn connection request, and book that meeting. And then you're going to have the meeting, of course, and maybe the person signs up to be your client during the meeting. Or it could happen in the follow-up. So what I do after every meeting is I always send that email as soon as possible as I can after the meeting. And it's good to have some sort of an information, because they might say, well, can you send me more information about that? So that's something nice and colorful you can send to the person. And then they still might not become your client, and that's okay. You're just going to have further contact with them. Keep coming to our events. Do the email marketing if you can. Keep posting on social media so they can see it. Because that's the key, is really to looking at your processes, looking at what you're doing well and continuing with it, and looking at where you need changes and what are exactly those points that you can change to get to that next level. And if you need help, let me know. I'm a business coach. I'm more than happy to help you get more clients. And that's everything. So hopefully you all learned something useful, and we really don't have time for questions, but I'm happy to book a one-on-one with anyone who would like to do that. And next I would like to bring up our exhibitors for tonight who are here sponsoring the event. So thank you so much for all of our exhibitors.